In part 1 of this series, I introduced you to the modulo operator and showed you one example of how you might use it. In this video, I'll show you how you might use the modulo operator to create an array. If you're not familiar with arrays, you might want to check out my video series on ActionScript arrays, particularly the returned indexed array sort modifier found in part 10. I'm going to create an application that will extract every third element from an array and use these elements to build a new array. I'll begin a new ActionScript 3 project, which I'll name Modulo Array. On the stage, I've added two dynamic text fields, which I've named txtarray1 and txtarray2, a green push button, which I've named btngreen, and some labels. In my Actions panel, I'll import Flash events to enable my application to respond to a button click. I'll create a source array that has 9 elements, like this. Then I'll display the source array in the txtarray1 text field. I'm going to extract every third element from this array and build a new array. I'll need 2 more arrays to do this. One array will be used to hold index values. I'll name this array Array IDX. The other array will contain every third element from the source array. I'll name this array New Array. I'll use the modulo operator to select every third index value from the source array. So I'll set my divisor to 3. Now I'll create a function to build an array of indices. I'll name this function createIDXArray. I'll loop through each element in the source array like this. A is the counter for this loop, which I've set to 0. The loop will continue operation as long as the counter is less than the number of elements in the source array. I'll need a variable to contain the remainder of the modulo calculation. My modulo operation looks like this. R is the remainder, equals is the assignment operator, A is the dividend, that is the index value of the source element, percent is the modulo operator, and N is the divisor. I'll write a conditional statement to test if the process has found an index value for the third element. Notice that I'm subtracting 1 from the divisor. That's because arrays are zero-based. That is, the index value for the first element is 0. If the evaluation is true, I'll add the value of the dividend to the array IDX using the push method. After this function has run its course, the array IDX will contain 3 elements, the numbers 2, 5, and 8, which will be the indices for the elements in the source array 3, 6, and 9. Now I'll use the array IDX to assemble the new array. I'll create a function to do this, which I'll name createNewArray. I'll loop through each element in the array IDX like this. Then I'll add each element to the new array, which I'll get from the source array using the index values in the array IDX. Finally, I'll create a function to execute these 2 functions. I'll name this function showNewArray. First, I'll execute the createIDXArray function. Then, I'll execute the createNewArray function. I'll display the contents of the new array in the txtarray text field like this. All that's left to do now is to add an event listener for the green button. I'll click Ctrl-Enter to test the movie. I'll click on the green button. As you can see, every third element from the source array is now an element in the new array. In my next video, I'll show you how to generate random numbers using the math random method. To learn more, visit my website at larrystimson.com.